Hello beautiful souls, and welcome back to the channel. Today's Spic A card reading is all about something we rarely get to hear directly. What secret labels have people
been giving you behind your back?
Every day people form impressions of us. Some happen within seconds. Some change after they truly get to know us. Sometimes the way others see us is completely different from how we see ourselves. In today's reading, we'll use the symbolic language of tarot to explore the kinds of impressions and labels people may associate with your energy. This isn't about absolute facts or everyone's opinion. Instead, it is a reflective reading designed to help you see yourself from a different perspective and spark meaningful self-awareness. Take a deep breath, relax your mind, trust your intuition. In front of you are three groups: Group A, Group B, Group C. Choose the group that catches your attention first.
Don't overthink it.
Your first instinct is usually the one most aligned with your current energy. And before we begin, if you enjoy long-form tarot readings, deep psychological insights, and spiritual self-discovery, I'd love to invite you to subscribe and join our channel membership. Members receive exclusive extended readings, bonus pick-a-card sessions, deeper tarot interpretations, and additional spiritual growth content that isn't available in the public videos. Whenever you're ready, choose your pile. And let's begin today's reading. Welcome to Group A. The moment I laid out your cards, one phrase immediately came into my mind. You are one of the most misunderstood people in the room. What's interesting is that this doesn't happen because you're pretending to be mysterious. It happens because your energy naturally makes people curious. Let's look at your cards. Today you received the High Priestess, Justice, Queen of Swords, the Hermit, the Star, Six of Wands, and your oracle cards are mysterious, high standards, unforgettable. The very first thing these cards tell me is that people usually create an opinion about you long before they actually know you. Let's begin with the High Priestess. This card speaks about quiet confidence. You don't seem like someone who needs constant attention. You don't usually walk into a room trying to impress everyone. Instead, you observe, you listen, you take your time before opening up. From your perspective, this simply feels natural, but from other people's perspective, it creates mystery. Many people secretly wonder, what is this person thinking? Why are they so calm? Why didn't they share much about themselves? Because they don't immediately receive all the information they expect. They start filling in the blanks with their own assumptions. This is why your first hidden label is mysterious. Not mysterious because you're hiding something. Mysterious because you don't reveal everything all at once. Many people today feel pressure to constantly explain themselves, to post everything, to tell everyone every detail of their lives. Your energy is different. You naturally keep part of yourself private. And strangely enough, that makes people even more interested. Now let's move to Justice. This card immediately tells me that people see you as someone with strong principles. Even people who have never spoken to you for very long often assume that you have clear boundaries. You're not someone who changes opinions just to fit into the crowd. You're not someone who says yes simply because everyone else is saying yes. Because of that, people often become more careful around you. They think, I should probably choose my words carefully. This person seems intelligent. They probably notice everything. Whether that's completely true or not, isn't point. That's simply the image your energy projects. Justice also explains why your second hidden label appears. Their standards must be incredibly high. People assume you don't settle. They believe you're selective about friendships, selective about relationships, selective about who earns your trust. Sometimes they even convince themselves they wouldn't have a chance before they truly tried to know you. What's fascinating is that many of these assumptions happen silently. People rarely tell you. Instead, they simply observe from a distance. Now let's talk about the Queen of Swords. This card often receives a reputation for being cold, but I don't actually see coldness here. I see clarity. People believe you emotion ally intelligent. They believe you think before you speak. When you finally say something, it usually has weight. You're not constant lie, talking just to fill silence. And because your words feel intentional, people naturally pay attention when you do speak. Many secretly describe you as smart, sharp, very mature, someone who can't easily be manipulated. What's interesting is that while other people admire this quality, you might simply think, I'm just being myself. The cards smile at that thought. Because sometimes the qualities that feel ordinary to us become extraordinary through someone else says. And as we move into the next part of your reading, the cards begin revealing something even more surprising. People who actually get close to you often realize their very first impression was completely wrong. Now let's continue with the second half of your spread. This is where everything begins to shift. Because up until now, we've only been talking about people's first impression of you. The next 3 cards reveal what happens after someone actually gets to know you. And honestly, the contrast is huge. Let's begin with the Hermit. This card immediately explains why people often misread you at first. The Hermit isn't antisocial. The Hermit isn't cold. The Hermit simply values depth over noise. You don't seem interested in meaningless conversations. You don't feel the need to constant lie prove yourself. You don't chase attention. You don't compete to become the loudest person in the room. Instead, you choose your connections carefully. You'd rather have one genuine conversation than 100 shallow ones. The people who understand this quickly realize something important. You not distant because you dislike people. You selective because you value authenticity. This changes everything. Many people later admit to themselves, I thought they were intimidating. I thought they didn't like me. I thought they were judging everyone. But after spending time with you, those assumptions slowly disappear. They discover someone thoughtful, someone patient, someone who listens more than they speak, someone who makes others feel genuinely heard. That's a rare quality, especially today. Now let's move to the Star. This is probably my favorite card in your entire reading, because the Star completely transforms your reputation. People who know you well begin describing you with completely different words. Instead of mysterious they say peaceful. Instead of intimidating they say comforting. Instead of difficult, they say trustworthy. The Star carries healing energy, not because you're trying to fix everyone, but because your presence naturally helps people relax. Many people feel safe around you, without fully understanding why. You don't create unnecessary drama. You don't constantly seek attention. You don't make everything about yourself. And that emotional stability becomes one of your hidden strengths. People may never tell you this directly, but many quietly think, I feel calmer after talking to them. They one of the few people who actually listens. I don't feel judged around them. That's an incredible compliment, even if it's rarely spoken aloud. Your oracle card Mysterious now starts transforming into something deeper. People realize your mystery was in distance. It was depth. There's a huge difference. Distance pushes people away. Depth invites people to stay longer. And your energy carries depth. Finally, let's look at Six of Wands. This card surprises many people. Because Six of Wands isn't only about public success. It's also about reputation. Recognition. Respect. The interesting thing about your energy is this. You may not win people over immediately, but you often become someone's favorite person over time. Why? Because consistency is your superpower. You don't pretend to be someone else. You don't constantly change to fit different groups. You remain yourself, day after day, conversation after conversation. People begin noticing that you dependable, that your kindness isn't performative, that your honesty isn't temporary, that your values don't disappear when situations become difficult. This creates deep respect. Many people eventually give you a label they never expected to use after meeting you for the first time. They were one of the most genuine people I've ever met. And that's exactly why your final oracle card, Unforgettable, fits this spread perfectly. Not because you're constant, lie trying to stand out, but because your authenticity leaves a lasting impression. As we move into the final part of your reading, we're going to put all 6 tarot cards and 3 oracle cards together, and you'll finally discover the 3 secret labels that appear most often whenever people talk about you after you've left the room. Now let's bring your entire reading together. When I step back and look at all 6 tarot cards and your 3 oracle cards as one complete story, I don't just see individual messages. I see a pattern that repeats itself over and over whenever people meet you. The first thing they notice is rarely the real you. Your cards show that your energy unfolds in layers. The first layer is mystery. The second layer is respect. The third layer is genuine admiration. Let's revisit your oracle cards one last time. Mysterious. High standards, unforgettable. Those 3 words perfect lie summarize how your energy is experienced. The first label people secret lie give you is, they're hard to read. Not because you hiding your personality, but because you don't reveal everything immediately. You allow relationships to develop naturally. You don't rush intimacy. You don't overshare. You don't feel the need to explain yourself to everyone you meet. Ironically, the less you try to impress people, the more memorable you become. Your second hidden label is, their standards must be high. Whether we're talking about friendships, romantic relationships, or professional opportunities, people assume you won't accept just anything. They believe you choose quality over quantity. Some even hesitate to approach you because they convince themselves they'll never meet your expectations. What's fascinating is that many of these assumptions happen before you've even spoken very much. That's the power of nonverbal energy. People don't only respond to words, they respond to presence. And your presence communicates confidence, independence, and emotional maturity. Finally, your third label, the one that usually appears after people truly know you. They're unforgettable. This doesn't necessarily mean everyone becomes your close friend. It doesn't mean everyone falls in love with you. It simply means that your authenticity stays with people long after conversations end, long after projects finish, long after circumstances change. People still remember how you made them feel. They remember your honesty, your calmness, your intelligence, your quiet confidence, and perhaps most importantly, they remember discovering that your first impression wasn't the complete story. That realization often becomes the most memorable part. Before we finish, I want to leave you with one final message from your cards. Never feel pressured to become louder. Just because the world rewards visibility, never mistake authenticity for a weakness. And never believe that you have to change your personality to become more likable. Your cards show something beautiful. You are not designed to impress everyone instantly. You are designed to leave a lasting impression on the people who take the time to truly know you. Sometimes the brightest stars don't capture attention because they read the loudest. They capture attention because they continue shining long after everything else grows quiet. So if you've ever wondered why people seem to change their opinion of you over time,
now you know.
They weren't discovering a different version of you. They were finally discovering the real you. And that's the most powerful reputation anyone can have.
Welcome to Group B.
The moment I turned over your cards, one sentence came into my mind immediately. People notice you long before they ever speak to you. Your energy is very different from Group A. Group A carried mystery. Your energy carries presence. Not because you read trying to attract attention, but because your personality naturally leaves an impression. Your cards today are Queen of Wands, the Sun; the Emperor, Six of Wands, Justice; Ace of Pentacles. Your oracle cards are Charisma, Confidence, Success. Looking at this spread, one thing becomes very clear. People don't usually underestimate you. In fact, many people assume you're even more capable than you believe yourself to be. Let's begin with Queen of Wands. This card is all about magnetic energy. Notice that I didn't say physical beauty. Although appearance can certainly play a role, this card speaks much more about presence than looks. Some people walk into a room unnoticed. Others quietly shift the atmosphere simply by being there. Your cards suggest you're the second type. Whether it's the way you carry yourself, the way you make eye contact, the way you speak, or simply the confidence people sense from your energy. You naturally stand out. Many people secretly think they seem incredibly confident. They're probably popular. They know exactly who they are. Interestingly, this may not always match how you feel inside. Like everyone else, you probably have moments of self-doubt. days when you question yourself, moments when you're figuring things out. But the version people see is someone who appears grounded and self-assured. That's why your first hidden label is confident. Now let's move to the sun. This card brings warmth, optimism, and visibility. People often associate your energy with positivity, even if you're naturally quiet. There's something uplifting about your presence. You don't have to force it. You simply carry an energy that feels open and alive. Others often assume they probably have everything together. Life seems to work out for them. They're naturally lucky. Of course. Your cards remind us that appearances never tell the whole story. Everyone experiences challenges. Everyone has difficult chapters. The difference is that you don't allow those moments to define your identity. Instead, people remember your resilience, your ability to keep moving forward, your willingness to smile even after difficult experiences. That creates admiration, not because your life is perfect, but because your attitude inspires people. Now let's look at the Emperor. This card shifts the reading from attraction to respect. People don't simply see someone charismatic. They see someone dependable, someone who can lead, someone who takes responsibility. Many quietly assume that you're ambitious, that you have clear goals, that you're rebuilding something meaningful for your future. Some even feel slightly intimidated, not because you're unfriendly, but because you seem difficult to influence. You appear to know your own mind. You don't seem like someone who follows every trend or changes direction to please others. That level of certainty commands respect. As we continue into part 2, the remaining cards reveal something even more fascinating. People don't just admire your presence. They quietly believe you're someone with enormous long-term potential, and that belief becomes one of the strongest labels attached to your name. Now let's continue with the second half of your reading. The next 3 tarot cards are Six of Wands, Justice, Ace of Pentacles. These 3 cards tell me something extremely interesting. People don't just admire you because of your personality. They admire your potential. Let's begin with Six of Wands. This card is often associated with recognition, respect, and reputation. What's fascinating is that your reputation seems to grow stronger over time. Unlike people who make a huge first impression but quickly fade into the background, your energy does the opposite. The more people interact with you, the more they respect you. Why? Because your actions consistently match your words. You don't promise things you can deliver. You don't try on to be someone you're not. You don't need constant validation. Instead, people notice your consistency, your discipline, your reliability. And in today's world, those qualities are surprisingly rare. Many people quietly describe you as someone they could depend on, someone who follows through, someone who handles pressure well. That's why one of your strongest hidden labels becomes reliable. Now let's move to Justice. This card immediately highlights another part of your reputation. People believe you're fair. They believe you think carefully before making decisions. You don't seem impulsive. You don't appear easily manipulated by gossip or emotional drama. Instead, you give situations time. You observe. You evaluate. Only then do you make up your mind. Because of this, many people trust your opinion. They may not always agree with you, but they respect the way you arrive at your conclusions. Justice also creates another hidden label. Emotionally mature. People often assume you're older than your actual age, not because of how you look, but because of the way you carry responsibility, the way you communicate, the way you respond under pressure. There's a calm authority in your energy, and that leaves a lasting impression. Finally, let's look at Ace of Pentacles. This card completely changes the direction of the reading, because Ace of Pentacles isn't only about money. It's about opportunity. Growth, future success. Many people secretly believe that you're only at the beginning of something much bigger. They see potential. They see momentum. They see someone who's capable of creating a meaningful life. Some people even compare themselves to you without ever telling you. They wonder, how are they always improving? How do they stay so focused? What are they working toward? Your oracle cards begin making perfect sense now. Charisma. Confidence. Success. Notice the order. People are first attracted to your energy. Then they admire your confidence. Finally, they expect you to succeed. Whether that's in your career, your personal goals, or simply the life you're building. Many people believe your best chapters haven't happened yet. As we move into the final part of your reading, we'll put every card together and reveal the 3 secret labels people most common lie attached to you after you've left the room. Now let's bring your entire reading together. Step back and look at all 6 tarot cards alongside your oracle messages. One theme becomes impossible to ignore. People don't just see who you are today. They see who they believe you're becoming. That is one of the strongest energies in your entire spread. Let's revisit your oracle cards one last time. Charisma. Confidence. Success. These aren't random words. They read the exact impression your energy leaves on the people around you. The first hidden label people's secret lie give you is they're naturally charismatic. What's interesting is that charisma isn't something you can force. It's something people feel. Sometimes it's the way you carry yourself. Sometimes it's your smile. Sometimes it's your voice. Sometimes it's simply your calm presence. Whatever it is, people notice you. Even when you're not trying to be noticed. That's why complete strangers often remember you, long after a brief interaction. The second label is they have their life together. Now you and I both know that's probably not true every single day. Nobody has everything figured out. Everyone experiences uncertainty. Everyone questions themselves sometimes. But your energy doesn't communicate chaos. It communicates stability. People assume you're organized, responsible. Focused. They believe you someone who always has a plan. Even if you still discovering your next step. Others often believe you much further ahead than you feel. And finally, the third hidden label. The one that appears over and over again throughout your spread. They're going to be successful. This isn't only about money. It's much bigger than that. People believe you building something meaningful. They see ambition. They see discipline. They see someone who doesn't give up easily. Even people who barely know you often feel that your future holds something important. What's remarkable is that many never tell you this directly. Instead, they quietly watch your progress. They become curious about what you're redoing next. They wonder how far you'll go. Some even use you as quiet motivation in their own lives. Without realizing it, you've become someone's example of what's possible. Before we finish, your cards leave one final message. Don't confuse humility with hiding your light. You don't need to make yourself smaller to make other people comfortable. You don't need to apologize for your ambition or your confidence. Or your growth. Your energy was never meant to disappear into the background. It was meant to inspire. Not because you're perfect, but because you're willing to keep growing. So if you've ever wondered what people's secret lie say about you after you've left the room, your cards suggest it's something like this. They're impressive. They're going somewhere. I think they'll achieve incredible things one day. And perhaps the most beautiful part of this entire reading is that your cards suggest this. Reputation wasn't built overnight. It was built through consistency, integrity, hard work, and quietly becoming the person you promised yourself you would become. That's the kind of reputation no one can fake. And that's exactly the energy you carry. Welcome to Group C. The moment I turned over your cards, I smiled. Because your reading feels completely different from the other 2 groups. If I had to describe your energy with one sentence, it would be this. People think they understand you until they actually get to know you. Your entire reading is built around contrast. The person people imagine and the person you truly are. Today's tarot cards are the Moon, the Star, 2 of Cups, Temperance, Page of Cups. The World. Your oracle cards are Misunderstood, Gentle Soul, Hidden Charm. Let's begin with the Moon. This card immediately explains why people often form inaccurate first impressions of you. The Moon represents uncertainty, projection, assumptions. People don't actually see all of you at first. Instead, they fill in the missing pieces with their imagination. Some think you quiet because you unfriendly. Some think you independent because you don't tell anyone. Some think you confident because you rarely show vulnerability. But none of those conclusions tell the whole story. The truth is much simpler. You're naturally private. You don't reveal everything immediately. You don't perform your emotions for other people. You process things internally. Because of that, people often misunderstand you before they truly know you. That's why your first oracle card, misunderstood, fits this reading perfectly. Not because you're impossible to understand, but because your real personality takes time to discover. Now let's move to the star. This card changes everything. The moment someone spends enough time with you, their entire opinion begins to shift. They suddenly realize, wait, they're actually incredibly kind. They're much softer than I expected. I completely judged them too quickly. The star carries healing energy. People often feel emotion. Ali comfortable around you. You don't create unnecessary competition. You don't constantly seek attention. You don't make conversations revolve around yourself. Instead. You create space. You listen. You genuinely care. Many people later realize that talking to you feels peaceful. Safe. Comfortable. Your second hidden label becomes, they re one of the kindest people I've met. And what's beautiful is that this kindness doesn't feel forced. It feels genuine. It feels natural. It feels effortless. Now let's look at Two of Cups. This card tells me that your greatest strength isn't taking hundreds of connections. It's creating meaningful ones. You may have a smaller circle than some people, but your relationships often carry incredible depth. When you care about someone, you care wholeheartedly. You remember details, you check in. You celebrate their successes. You support them through difficult moments. People begin realizing that your loyalty is rare. And that's where your entire reading starts becoming unforgettable. Because the closer people get to you, the more they discover qualities they never expected to find. And as we continue into part 2. The remaining cards reveal why your quiet personality becomes one of your greatest strengths. And why so many people completely change their opinion of you over time. Now let's continue with the second half of your reading. The remaining tarot cards are Temperance, Page of Cups, the World. The more I look at this spread, the more one message becomes clear. People don't remember you because you read loud. They remember you because you're genuine. Let's begin with Temperance. This card represents emotional balance, patience. Harmony. People who spend enough time with you quickly notice something unusual. You don't react to every situation impulsively. You don't rush to judge people. You don't create unnecessary conflict. Instead, you try to understand.
You listen before speaking.
You give people space to explain themselves. That quality makes others feel emotion allies safe. Many people secretly describe you as someone who brings peace into a room. You often the person others feel comfortable opening up to. Not because you have all the answers, but because they know they'll be heard without being judged. That's a beautiful gift. Now let's move to Page of Cups. This card reveals another side of your personality that surprises people. After getting to know you, they discover that beneath your calm exterior, there's a playful heart. You still get excited about small things. You still laugh easily with the right people. You still carry curiosity and imagination. People often expect you to be serious all the time. Then one day, they see your sense of humor, your creativity, your warmth. And suddenly they think, I never expected this side of them. This is exactly why your third oracle card, Hidden Charm, appears in your reading. Your charm isn't immediate. It's discovered little by little, conversation by conversation, moment by moment. That's what makes it so memorable. Now let's look at your final tarot card.
The World.
This is one of the strongest closing cards you could receive. The World speaks about completion, wholeness, authenticity. People eventually realize that your personality isn't made of contradictions. It's made of layers. The quietness, the kindness, the emotional depth, the playful side. They're all part of the same person. Once someone understands that, their opinion of you changes completely. Many even admit to themselves, I judged them far too quickly. I almost missed how amazing they actually are. Your reading reminds me of a beautiful quote. Some people shine immediately. Others become brighter the longer you know them. Your energy belongs to the second type. And as we move into the Final part of your reading. We'll bring every tarot and oracle card together to reveal the 3 secret labels people most often give you after they've
Truly come to know the real you.
Now let's bring your entire reading together. Looking at all 6 tarot cards and your 3 oracle cards is one complete message. I don't just see a personality. I see a journey. A journey that other people experience every time they get to know you. It usually happens in 3 stages. First, they misunderstand you, then they become curious about you, finally, they deeply appreciate who you truly are. Let's revisit your oracle cards one final time. Misunderstood, gentle soul, hidden charm. These 3 cards, beautiful lie, summarize the story your energy tells. Your first hidden label is, they're difficult to figure out. Not because you're pretending to be mysterious. Not because you're trying to create distance. But because you're authentic. You don't perform your personality. You don't overshare just to make strangers comfortable. You allow trust to develop naturally. And in today's world, that has become surprisingly rare. Your second hidden label is, they're much kinder than I expected. This is probably the biggest surprise in your reading. People often expect someone quiet to be emotion ally distant. Instead, they discover someone incredibly thoughtful. Someone who notices small details. Someone who remembers birthdays. Someone who checks in when others are struggling. Someone who celebrates other people's victories without jealousy. Your kindness isn't loud. It's consistent. And consistency is what makes it believable. Finally, your third hidden label. The one people usually arrive at after truly knowing you. The more I know them, the more I like them. That's the real magic of your energy. Some personalities create instant excitement. Yours creates lasting connection. Your relationships aren't built on first impressions. They're built on trust, respect, shared experiences, and emotional safety. That's why people often remember you for years. Not because you demanded attention, but because you made them feel accepted. Before we finish, your cards offer one final piece of guidance. Never feel pressured to become louder just because someone didn't understand you immediately. The people who are meant to know you will stay long enough to discover every layer. Your energy was never meant to impress everyone in 5 minutes. It was meant to create meaningful relationships that grow stronger with time. If you've ever worried that people misunderstood you, your reading brings wonderful reassurance.
Yes.
Some people may misunderstand you at first, but those who truly matter almost always change their minds. And when they do, their admiration becomes deeper because they discovered your true self rather than just your first impression. So if you've ever wondered what people's secret lie say after they've spent real time with you, your cards suggest it sounds something like this. I completely misjudged them. They were one of the kindest people I've ever met. I didn't expect to like them this much. And perhaps that's the most beautiful reputation anyone can earn. Not to be loved because of appearances. But to be appreciated because of who they truly are. Thank you for sharing your energy with me today. I hope this reading reminded you that your greatest strength isn't trying to fit someone else's expectations. Your greatest strength is allowing the right people enough time to discover the incredible person you already are. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. No matter which group you chose, Group A, Group
B,
or Group C,
I hope this reading offered you
a new perspective on yourself. One thing I want to remind you is this. People will always create impressions. Sometimes they're accurate. Sometimes they're incomplete. And sometimes they have everything to do with their own experiences rather than who you truly are. Today shredding isn't about proving what everyone thinks of you. It's about exploring the symbolic messages of tarot and reflecting on the kinds of impressions your energy may leave on others. If there's some message I hope you take away today,
it's this.
You are far more than someone else's label. Some people will only see your silence. Others will notice your strength. The right people will eventually discover your heart. And those are the people who truly matter. If this reading resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which group did you choose? What label do people usually give you in real life? Did today's reading surprise you? I read as many of your comments as I can. and many of your ideas inspire future pick A card readings. And if you enjoy longer, more in-depth tarot readings, psychology-inspired interpretations, and exclusive spiritual content, I'd love to welcome you to our channel membership. Members receive extended pick-a-card readings, bonus tarot sessions, exclusive spiritual guidance, deep dive energy analysis, available only for members. Thank you again for being here. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you won't miss future readings. Until next time, take care of yourself. Trust your intuition. Keep shining in your own unique way. And remember, the right people will never stop at your first
impression. They'll stay long
enough to discover who you truly are. See you in the next reading. Bye for now.